Hey, look at you. You have once again fallen down the hole straight into Vella and found yourself another Lawless interview. And today I'm here with Eva Creel, obviously a chick after my own heart. Take a look at that mug, show that mug again. Here we go. Yes, indeed. I've got my Raven mug. Tis the season, tis the season. And Eva is, of course, a Vella author because here on Hello Vella, that's what we talk about is the new exciting serial reading platform from Amazon Kindle called Vella, where you can read the first 3 episodes of any story you'd like for absolutely free. And so we're going to find out, we're going to dive in. Everybody's used to this by now that watches this show. And Eva Creel.
That's me.
First of all, say hello.
Hello. Skull mortals. How are you today? Have you drank the blood of your enemies lately?
Yeah, I need that cup for that very reason.
Yeah, you do. It's pretty great. I love your little bling there too.
Oh yeah, well, it's very strange. We both showed up today wearing crowns. I haven't worn a crown for an interview and I don't know when, but
I never have. I just wanted to feel special.
it was in the air today, so we slipped on our crowns, and we're going to talk all things writing. And what I want to know now, Eva, is when did you get started writing?
I just did. This is brand new for me. I'm a baby author. I started writing right before my 40th birthday, so midlife crisis.
Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Well, that's a good answer. That's not an answer I normally get. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Do it later in life rather than just starting from the womb kind of thing.
I never wanted to write. I thought it was, anytime I had to write something, it felt like homework. And I'm dyslexic. And I think that had a main thing to do with it as well. And I had a bad dream and I kept thinking of it. And I thought, it would make a good story. You've heard this before. It was a dream. But really, I wrote just a sentence. It turned into a paragraph. It turned into a chapter. And it turned into my first completed Vella in about 6 weeks.
Isn't that wonderful?
It felt so good. It itched something in my brain that I didn't know was there. It was fantastic.
How many words did it come out to be? Was it a novella or a full novel?
It depends on who you want to argue with, my dear.
Well, I don't want to argue with anybody.
It would be
give me the math.
It would be a short novel or a long novella.
So how many
words was it? Oh, yes. Let me count.
Yeah, go ahead and count it right there. Okay, so no. That's novel.
It's not a thick beast.
But that's novel. That's novel. Now, is it a series, Eva?
Well, I said it was a standalone, but then I wrote this.
Then you lied.
Yeah, I lied. And I thought maybe I'll just put it in the back and like attach it and then the book will be this thick. But then I wrote another one.
Well,
that one's in. It's already on Kindle Vella. All the stories they're all completed. But now it's time for the editor to take over, and I don't know where commas go.
Well, listen, that's fantastic. So then that leads me to the next question. Since you just started at 39 and a half, did you start out with Kindle Vella?
Kindle Vella hopped up at the perfect opportunity. I had written the manuscript. It had gone through the first set of editing and I was waiting for my formatter to come back, and that was going to take 6 weeks. And then I discovered Kindle Vella and I thought, what? I have nothing to lose. Let me break this up into episodes and just put it on there. And it was the best dang thing I ever did. I am so glad I found Kindle Vella and I broke my book up and I put it on there before publishing. Because the bonuses that Amazon was giving out, that paid for my cover art, that paid for my editor. I mean, I would not have written anything else if it was just, publishing the indie route or the traditional route. I wouldn't have gone further if it wasn't for Kindle Vella.
Well, we hear this a lot. We hear this a lot on the show. And it is really what Kindle Vella is doing. It is exciting. Okay.
Yeah, I'm get goosebumps talking about it.
Yeah, I'm not just being smarmy here. Okay.
No, for real. Yeah.
There are voices coming to us now through Kindle Vella that would have never been heard. right? And you're one of them.
Yeah, truth.
See?
Truth. Mhm.
And so, okay, so when did you hear about Kindle Vella? How did you hear about Kindle Vella? Just through your KDP?
I don't know if I heard it through KDP or if I heard it because I didn't know. I know no one. I have before writing, I didn't follow anyone. I didn't have any favorite authors. I didn't know the process. I listened to Neil Gaiman do a little thing saying there are no rules, and I took them to heart. I said, yeah, that's right. There's no rules. I'm just going to tell the best story I can. And that's what I did to the best of my ability. Yeah, because
So there.
take your rules. We're lawless.
It's also talk like a pirate day. Arr.
Arr. Is it? Oh,
Arr.
I know somebody born today. I gotta say happy birthday.
Do you?
No, a friend of mine, her son was born on Talk Like a Pirate Day, and another one was born on Thanksgiving, so he's a big turkey, so I gotta say.
Oh, that's too bad, man. My daughter was born really close to Thanksgiving. She bitches about how she gets ripped off every year. You're always too tired to make me a birthday dinner.
Here's your pumpkin pie.
Shut up. Take your leftover turkey. Sit down. All right. So what's the name of your first serial that you posted up to Kindle Vella, and when did you post it up?
The first one, I think I posted it. Oh my goodness, it may almost be exactly a year ago. It may be
I'm there with you. So September, in the like the third week in September.
I'm sorry?
Like maybe the third week in September.
I have to look, but I think, yeah, I think it shows when it posts, but I think it may have been exactly happy birthday, Talk Like a Pirate Day, anniversary on Kindle Vella Day. It's such a special time. It may have very well been because the book came out on December, and it has to be out for 30 days before we can publish it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was almost exactly a year ago when
So
I
very
put
cool.
Immortal.
All right. So you got that. What is the name of the serial?
The Immortal. Life or
Immortal.
death, choice is hers. The Immortal. So when you think Immortal, what do you think?
Well, I don't think of an individual or a class of individuals. I simply think never dying, which is what immortal means.
Well, a lot of people think I went the vampire route when I do Immortal, but I went the Viking route.
Cool. Because you look at Highlander. Okay, that's Immortal.
That's our generation. We understand.
Yeah, they're immortal AF, but they're not
one, right off with his head, absorb the power.
Right.
Yeah.
So very
These are immortal Vikings that have to eat human hearts to regain their youth. And a midlife protagonist, she just turns 40, goes on a vacation because she's overworked and underappreciated, and she ends up becoming the sole survivor of an immortal culling of these Vikings that kill everyone.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's so fun.
So that's cool, and that's complete because I saw you waving the book around.
Yeah, it's a different picture, but this is the book. You see the skull underneath.
Very cool. Now I'm quite proud of you here. Now, don't you feel good?
Yeah.
Don't you feel good?
Sometimes, and then no. And then it's such a roller coaster.
Yeah, but we're neurotic because we're writers.
Oh, is that what it is? Because,
yes.
Oh goodness, I'm so glad to hear. I'm so glad to hear because the imposter in me.
Oh hell, everybody gets that. It's the imposter syndrome is so universal that it's almost like saying it's almost like growing your adult teeth. All right, it's seriously imposter syndrome. Everybody gets it. I know people who have their masters in creative writing and they get it. So
yeah, I mean, when I wrote this thing, I said I'm never writing anything again, and that lasted my husband laughed at me. That lasted about 3 weeks.
Yeah. All right. So then, okay, yeah, because you got bit. All right, you got bit by the bug.
I did.
All right. So when you wrote your next one, what is it?
So Lily is about a girl born with a shadow. And only hours old, her shadow is already a killer.
Right there in the hospital. Whoa.
It's dark fantasy, kind of like a grim fairy tale. If you imagine David Attenborough narrating a fantasy novel, she's born in, you know, this high fantasy world, and she's not a human, she's a Dubin, and Dubins are always born with as a twin, and she's born as a single child, which means she's born with a shadow. And Dubins are magical creatures, and everyone knows that shadows are very bad luck. So they try and throw the newborn Lily off of a cliff, and the shadow saves her. And so it continues the story of these kind of misadventures. And then there's a crossover because something happens in the Immortal, a character goes away, and you never really know what happened to him. And so it kind of explains what happens to him in Lily.
Wow, that's cool. So it was kind of a continuation.
But it didn't start off like that. It just happened. And then all of a sudden I realized my character said, oh, this is where I should be.
So this fantasy world of yours, how do you conceive of it? Is it like Earth with benefits, or?
The Vikings have 9 realms. And so the Immortal takes place in Midgard. It's contemporary, so it takes place in modern day. But then the other realm it's another realm where the Fae and the magic and the wizards and things like that are.
Okay. All right. So we are in the various realms. We're not an alt reality on Earth.
No.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. I like to get that straight, you know, because
Does that bother you?
It's a big difference. So besides Lily and the Immortal, do you have any others?
My child.
There's a child. I see one. Look at there. There's its daddy.
We'll get some gummies.
Go get some gummies, man.
Give him some sugar before bedtime.
Yeah, crank up, kid.
And then so in the end, you know, it kind of starts with Lily, it kind of goes off into it's the end, but it's also a new beginning. So I thought, well, what happens to her later on? So then I had to write another one. I started writing Gena, which is Midgard again, contemporary, well, kind of futuristic. So it's a little sci-fi.
Okay.
It's slightly in the future. All the cars pretty much drive themselves. There's no police anymore because the car, if you speed, it gives you a ticket automatically. There's an underwater magnetic train that attaches New York and London, you know, a transatlantic magnetic train and stuff like that. But it's also still not so far in the future that there's like aliens or spaceships.
Okay.
Or that yet. And then Gena thinks her daddy's the devil, but he's something much older than that.
Older than Lucifer?
Yes, he's a jinn. He's older.
Oh yeah, if you're a jinn, you might be. But angels were created before the jinn.
So it kind of brings in his story and what she is and how she gets created, and then Lily comes into that play as well later on.
Interesting. Very nice. So how many episodes do you have in Gena now?
Everything's completed.
So sorry.
Lily and Gena, everything's completed. I think Lily is really short. It was only 12, and they're short episodes, so they only cost 6 or 7 tokens each.
Oh, very cool.
Gena was short too, but I think I made her, she was a bit longer. I think she went to 22, but also very short. Everything short and fast and sweet, just like, you know, snack and run, because I have little kids and I just roll out my 600 words, end it on a cliffhanger every time and move on.
Very cool. Very cool. So would you say that your target audience is young adult, or would you call this a mid-grade read, or what?
So Gena has teenagers in it, which makes it young adult, and it's not spicy. Lily is grim, like dark fairy tale, but you have to think the dark fairy tales were originally probably for adults anyway, not for children. I think children could read this or have it read to them, but there's a lot of people dying, but not details.
Okay.
Because, taking babies and throwing them off cliffs. Do you want to read that to your 7-year-old? Well, do you let them watch Coyote and the Roadrunner?
Right.
I get thrown off the cliffs too. So, so that's up to you what you want to classify that as.
No, I just wanted to know what you yourself, what your target audience was.
Women over 30. Women over 30 that are moms or that hate their husbands. Does that sound like you? Would you like to read my book?
Is that okay? So very good. So you want to reach out and find your audience in women over 30, huh?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
And the stories come out, they come out. I mean, I suppose I'm not writing for an audience, and yet, like I said, I'm a baby author. I'm 1 year old. I just cut my author teeth. And if I have a story, I write it. And I'm just trying to tell the best story I can. And hopefully it's enjoyable to anyone who reads it.
And you're using an editor, I hear.
Yes, because dyslexic, I don't have any higher education for literature, English or whatnot. And so I really do need someone to tell me where the commas go. It wasn't a joke.
Well, a good editor goes a long way for any writer,
Or at least copy, at least do a copy line edit at the very least.
Right. Okay, so we've got the Immortal, we have Lily, and we have Gena. And these are all from the same world. It's a sort of continuation. Anything else out on Vella at this time?
Oh, yes, I forgot about these. They're just short stories. So each episode is its own story. And it's Tales from the Sunken Duck.
From the what?
The Sunken Duck.
Okay.
Like a quack quack underwater, sunken duck.
Nice.
And they have one of the stories, actually, the first one, Consequences, is kind of a flip on a script on the narrative of, instead of women having to have all the consequences of having a baby and going through the pain and everything, is that a man has to do it. He's forced through a birth simulation under the careful, watchful eye of Nurse Becky. And a local producer here in the area is actually turning that into a short film. So I'm really excited. With the screenwriter's already done, they're applying for grants. I'm really excited to see that coming.
Wow, that is really super cool. I like that. I'm drinking with 2 hands now. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so and did we know, okay, so Tales from the Sunken Duck, the story that is getting made into a short film is from
Consequences. Yeah, and that's the first story of it. Then there's another story about a black vampire who goes through a sundown town.
Oh,
and
God.
Yeah, you don't want to be caught after sundown in a sundown town if you're black. Well, for him, it's a little different.
Yeah, a little different.
Yeah, he catches and saw something out. He goes out for dinner.
Hungry for cracker?
Yeah. So he has a little bit of fun with that. Then there's the next little one is about an old woman who's really mean and nasty, and you find out her secret. She owns a strawberry field, and it's the best tasting strawberries. And this was actually loosely based after a true story, because there is a woman here in Georgia or in South Carolina, who has a strawberry field, and she's mean. She's a mean as a dragon. And she makes kids cry, and she makes teachers get mad, and makes whole school buses of children upset. And I mean, really, really mean. So I thought, what's her secret? What's buried underneath her strawberry field? So I wrote a story about her. No.
I like that. I like that a lot. All of these sound really good.
Thank you.
So they're all going to be linked in the description of this video.
Oh, thank you.
So the next thing I want to ask you is, did you do some reading of Vella's while you were out there? And if you did, are there any that stand out for you that you want to shout out?
So my first Vella that really hooked me was Hoyt Hallford, Dark Family Secrets, and I think you already interviewed him. It was a story about an 85-year-old woman who gets turned into a vampire.
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, I know. He
he's
does
not.
Hoyt does such a good job of showing us small town
Yeah,
Southern life. He does a
I
good,
was invested.
yeah.
I was invested with that.
Yeah,
And
no kidding.
made me want to barbecue.
Solved
And
the problem, didn't it?
yeah, so, but I'm done reading his, but now I'm on to, gosh, what is it? Serial fiction.
Serial fiction.
1950s housewife who sells marijuana to her neighbors and kills her husband.
I love it. Yeah, that's Breanna Leslie.
Breanna, yeah, she's wonderful.
She really is. She's got 4 children,
Oh, wow.
all very small.
Yeah, I've got 2 littles, but 4 are
Yeah, you two should get together. Yeah, that's really cool.
we
Well,
can
she'll
swap
be
recipes.
excited to get shouted out again. Yeah, serial fiction's really good.
Super good. Yeah, super fun. Every week you get a vote on a new dish that's going to show up in the story.
Oh, very cool. Well, I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she keeps up with it, but she is a fantastic writer. Anybody else?
I did a couple of the big ones, the big dragons, though, like the marriage auction, the wedding auction.
Yeah.
I read that for, gosh, it just keeps going and going and going. I kind of quit.
Yeah, I think that's the idea.
Yeah.
Make yourself some new friends like you do on television
just
shows.
one more. Like just 20 more.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then I realized, okay, I need to write more than I read. So took a break.
Right. Okay.
But I have a lot on here. I go and at least, check out the first 3 episodes and always unlock at least something once a week, at least an episode somewhere so that I get my crown. Yeah.
Very nice. Well, okay, so tell me this. If you were made head of Kindle Vella tomorrow, what, if anything, would you do to improve the platform?
We go global, baby.
Worldwide. All right.
Open it up. Right, it's time. It's time to unleash the floodgates and corrupt the entire planet with Kindle Vellas.
With us. I think
Vikings want to dominate everything. We're done with this land. New blood to spill.
Yeah, you've kind of gotten into character there with your Viking series, I think.
Yeah, oh gosh. They really did take over me. I mean, you get super invested. It took, even when you're not writing, you're writing, aren't you? Because you're constantly daydreaming.
You're thinking about writing.
Mm-hmm. What's next? How does this work? Oh, and the things you learn, things you look up, the things you Google.
Yeah, just watch out. Don't want the FBI showing up at your door.
I can explain everything, officer. I'm a writer.
I can show you the stuff. Oh, look here.
Page 74. It's all legit.
It's all there in color. All right. So international, anything else?
Oh, it would be nice to, I don't know. Can you run ads on it yet? You can't really do ads on there.
So ads, that's okay. So that's 2 big ones. That's 2 big ones. Go in.
How do you get people to read it? How do you get people to know about it? You take screenshots, you put it on TikTok, and you hope and you hope and you hope and you hope. Oh man, I make TikToks every damn day, but I haven't found the formula for a winner yet.
I'll tell you what, we've got a guest coming up. She was one of my interview guests, and she's doing well out there on TikTok, and she's going to do a TikTok training video with me. the last week of
Well,
this month.
I
And
got my pen, I'm ready.
yeah, no, it'll be recorded and out
Great.
on Vella so everybody can watch it. That sucker's going to be watched by everyone because she's got 5,000 followers plus 5,000 plus followers. And I had to just like practically climb Mount Everest on my lips to get 1,000.
I got 1,000 so I can do the lives, but I'm not sure how many of those are real people. Because a lot of them are real pretty looking ladies that start with X, Y, a billion numbers, you know, so I'm pretty sure most of them are bots.
Yeah, those you probably want to can so you don't get shadow banned on TikTok.
Is that what happens? You get shadow
Yeah,
banned?
they shadow ban you and then your stuff just isn't getting shown. The algorithm drops it into a permanent trash container.
Shoot. All right,
But,
I'll go do some spring cleaning.
we don't want any of that.
No,
So anyway,
the only shadows we want are Lily's shadow.
but anywho, that is what's going to be on Vella soon, and that's good. And because that's what we do. So anything anybody does that figures out how to raise the awareness of this platform, just come on.
Please.
Yes. And you yourself, be sure and like and subscribe. And out there, you people watching this, please make sure that you like and subscribe and comment on some of these videos to help bring it to the attention of the algorithm. It's not for money. I've said this a million times. It's not for money. I don't get a penny from this. This is all about making what we do more public so that we can get some more readers, because I think it's good. I think that we don't read enough as Americans, and this is going to be a good way to
And
bring
we always have this thing, right? So it makes so much
You've
sense.
always
Why
got
not
that.
when we're sitting and we have our 5 minutes, instead of scrolling, we can sit and read a story.
Yeah, we can read and so I like it. I think it's going to be good for people to have this as a form of entertainment. And it's certainly not as daunting as starting a novel.
And for the people out there too, I mean, as an author, it has been my only profitable platform. It has the work and the money that goes into self-publishing is insane, and that Amazon is supporting authors. I mean, you think of Amazon and you don't think good things, but what they're doing right now is amazing. I am so grateful for Kindle Vella, and you get the 200 free tokens to begin with. Sometimes it's 500 free tokens depending on what the deal is, but paying creators to create for entertainment, I mean, it's everything. It's the motivation that you need to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would not be going if
it
wasn't for
absolutely.
Yeah, for other authors support. And I think most of us are authors at the moment, writing and reading each other's things. And the community has been fantastic. And I'm so grateful that the writing community has been supporting Vella's.
Right. And the Vella community is something different. The Kindle community, the Kindle Unlimited community is not this way.
I haven't found them. I don't even know.
Yeah. Well, they're not this way. And they don't have the sort of online presence that this one does either. So yeah, there's not a whole bunch of groups, but there are groups. They have a totally different attitude toward helping each other. They don't.
That's too bad. Yeah, that's too bad.
So yeah. So anyway.
Like for instance, if someone reads all the way through Lily, I get paid more than I would when it's on Kindle Unlimited. Kindle Unlimited, for someone reading the whole story, I get 35 cents.
Yeah. Sounds about
that's
right.
What I'm getting for my book right now when it's on sale. It's on sale for 99 cents, but I get 35 cents for somebody reading through my entire book, and that's getting professional editing, formatting. You don't need that for a Vella. It doesn't have to be polished, but it has to be, maybe proofread, but like
right. Well, you don't want to trash it there.
But people aren't expecting it to be perfect, so you can create so much in such a short amount of time without worrying if it's perfect or getting illustrations and things like that, and just push out the story to people. It's instant gratification, instant entertainment.
Instant for everybody. Well, okay, so that leaves me just one last thing to ask you. This is coming to the end of our time. And the last thing I'd like to ask is, what would you like to say to the people who are going to be clicking on your links and taking a look at your stories?
Do you want to be entertained? Then come to my Vella. I don't bite, but I stab. I think
got
that's
a lot of you stabby folks out here. We got a lot of you stabby folks.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So this is Eva Creel. You met her here. And yeah, if you happen to run into her Vellas and come into some stabby stab, well, you knew you knew what you were in for. Yeah, that's right. So this is Azrielle Lawless, and Eva Creel is saying bye. Have a good evening.